Transmigrante, a Latin American who buys used goods in the United States and takes them to Latin America to sell.
Here's how it works. A transmigrante in Guatemala, for example, drives up through Mexico into the United States. He buys used cars or appliances. Then he wants to go back to Central America through Mexico to resell those items. The Mexican government says the only place he can cross is here, the Los Indios Bridge. He gets to Los Indios, he has to get through U.S. Customs and Mexican Customs.
So the Transmigrante hires a U.S. Transmigrante business to help him get through the port. It means getting titles for vehicles and filling out various forms. The business he hired in Los Indios has to work with the Mexican customs broker on the Mexican side to get that Mexican paperwork.
Some of these Valley business people in Los Indios say they are forced to pay cash quotas or bribes in order to keep operating. They claim cash greases the palms of Mexican criminals. Some point at the cartels. Now these business owners are saying enough. They are refusing to pay and they're speaking out. Tonight, those owners risk retaliation. They are afraid for their own lives.
Buenos días. Me llamo Kirk. Somos de Canal 5. Tell them what we're doing. Estamos haciendo un reporte de los transmigrantes cruzando.
Transmigrantes wait by the side of the road for inspectors to clear their shipments before crossing the Los Indios Bridge.
Hey, morning guys. That guy charged 750. I don't know how much that guy give it to Mexico.
On any day here, you can see the big trucks loaded with cars and other merchandise heading south. Their destination, Central America. Paperwork for U.S. and Mexican customs is handled by several companies in the nearby community of Los Indios and in other valley towns. Transmigrantes know they must cross, but for many, they are crossing the bridge to fear here in Los Indios.
Me han hablado para amenazarme. En tiempo atrás me han secuestrado clientes. We are afraid that we scary for that. Convencido que vienen de gente que es de México.
We interviewed 3 American Transmigrante business owners. We agreed to hide their identities. We are using fake names to protect them. The first we call Juan.
They was charging the money inside the USA.
Juan says in 2006, the head of one local Transmigrante company told all the others they would have to pay so-called quotas to get the required paperwork from Mexico.
He told us that we had to pay the money here.
Juan says the payments started small, only $20. The toll kept growing. Now, Juan says Transmigrante companies must pay $450 for one shipment. It used to cost less than half that.
If you say, I don't believe you, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, I'm going to continue to cross my clients with the emergency, they say, okay. They call the office in Mexico, stop this company. This company is not going to cross in 2 weeks.
Another business owner, George, says he must also pay.
Como digo, a veces obligándonos a regalar nuestro trabajo, sobreviviendo solamente con lo poquito que podemos cobrar para los clientes.
Juan says the people demanding bribes raised the stakes last December. He says physical threats were made against him and others. Business owners who did not want to talk on camera confirm Juan's account. One person who did, we call Martha. She says the threats are coming from the Gulf Cartel.
Que es un delincuente, que es un ladrón, que si viene y si te mata, o sea, y que si él quiere se queda con tu casa, con tu negocio, con lo que tú tengas.
Since the physical threats began, Juan and some others are refusing to pay the quotas.
If you don't like it, that's fine. Okay, they stop. Okay, 1 week, 2 weeks. Okay, but they never say, if you don't do it, you're not going to live tomorrow.
A complaint was filed at the Cameron County Sheriff's Office in February. It states the owner of one Los Indios business, Transmigrante Cats, admitted collecting payments on behalf of a Mexican customs broker. She got that money from her competitors, other American Transmigrante businesses. That owner, Sandra Medina, told deputies the fee amounts were set in Mexico. She said collecting the fees had caused her nothing but problems and that she would no longer collect those payments. Cameron County Sheriff Omar Lucio says his office can do nothing to help. As he put it, it's not a violation in this country, it's a violation in another country. We showed up at Transmigrante Cats for answers and found a clerk.
Here at the office,
You collect the payments and take it over to Mexico?
I receive the payment for the guys and whatever is for the paperwork.
Okay,
Yeah, our work.
right.
Yeah. We stamp the titles.
But you
We do
collect
the
the payments for the Mexican side also, right?
I mean, that kind of question, I don't know.
Okay.
I can tell you what I do here at the office.
Transmigrante Cats owner Sandra Medina has not called us back. The people we interviewed say they have tried complaining to Mexican authorities about the payments and the threats.
We contact Mexican custom, we contact the Marines, we contact the federal police in Mexico, and they don't do nothing.
Also caught in the web of extortion, the Transmigrantes themselves.
Pay much money. You
Right.
know? Before it's pay 250, now it pays 750.
When did they change it?
Yes. Every single month.
Sources tell us members of the Gulf Cartel meet Transmigrantes near the center of the bridge on the Mexican side and demand cash. We used a hidden camera to speak with one Transmigrante as he was about to cross into Mexico.
Pues anteriormente te estaban cobrando en la oficina, ¿verdad? Ahora en el puente tenés que pagar.
But you don't know who these guys are in the middle of the bridge that are doing it? What would happen if you said you don't want to pay?
Oh, no te dejan pasar, ¿no?
One Central American Transmigrante waiting near the bridge agreed to be interviewed. Then a man standing nearby issued a warning.
Okay, I want to talk to here with you, man. What that guy told me right now.
What did he say?
He said, I don't want to stay in trouble. You introduce me. Because that guy worked with the other people the other side.
So once you cross, if you complain, once you cross, they might call, and then what would happen?
Happen something to me.
Somebody might attack you or kill you or what?
Something.
You never know, right?
You never know.
We contacted Mexican federal authorities multiple times for answers.
Los grupos de transmigrantes son personas que utilizan el puente de los indios.
We wanted to know how the Transmigrante system works.
¿Cuál es la tarifa puesta por el gobierno mexicano para realizar este trámite?
A spokesman in Mexico City said the government would comment. We are still waiting for answers. The monetary stakes are allegedly enormous. One source wrote down the numbers. Weekly amounts for shipments total more than $207,000. It adds up to more than $10,800,000 in 1 year. The web page for the U.S. Consul General in Matamoros says there are no duty payments for the transit of goods through Mexico. It adds Mexican customs agents will charge a fee for their services. The website lists 5 customs agents in Matamoros. We tried contacting them by phone. We still have no answers as to how those companies set their fees. U.S. companies squeezed by a foreign system.
Sometimes I wake up in the night and I hear one noise and it's scary.
Paralyzed by fear.
Ya nos mandó a amenazar que va a tener que matar a un dueño de algún grupo para que ya todos nos quedemos tranquilos si eso es lo que queremos.
Unable to receive help from local or federal authorities, Juan and the other Transmigrante businesses are left wondering how they will survive. A federal spokesperson says Homeland Security Investigations is aware of what they call the Brownsville matter, We contacted U.S. Customs and Border Protection and the U.S. Consulate in Matamoros for their reactions. We are still waiting to hear back from them. Erica, we did get a statement from the FBI, though.
That's right, Kirk. It says the FBI is aware of allegations of criminal conduct regarding this matter. While FBI and DOJ policy prohibit us from discussing the outcome of our review of this particular matter, it is worth noting that generally, many claims the FBI receives are assessed to have merit, but do not indicate a violation of federal criminal law. Or there may be hints at a federal violation, but insufficient evidence to support a possibility beyond a reasonable doubt. In our studios, I'm Erica Proffer.
And I'm Kirk Chaisson, reporting for the I-Team, Channel 5 News at 10.